Welcome to the Inside Lane on Sports 360 AZ. 4 champions crowned in 3 days at Phoenix Raceway, November 6th, 7th, and 8th. And one of those championships, they don't need a playoffs. They already got a fierce battle going into Phoenix. And we're going to talk to the current points leader in the ARCA Menards West Series. He is a multi-time USAC Speed 2 Midget Western champion, a 2-time MAV TV, a late model champion, and your current points leader in the ARCA Menards West Series. Driver of the Bill McAnally number 19 Toyota Camry from Menlo Park, California, it's Jesse Love. Jesse, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on the show.
Hey, it's a pleasure having you, getting ready to come to Phoenix. But with everything going on right now, have you been able to get enough surfing in? I know that you're a surfer guy. I know that you like to get out to the ocean a little bit. And also, what is Jesse like outside of the race car? Because I know that you're about racing 24/7 all the time.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of different things that, you can do to prepare. And one of the best things that a driver can do is just make sure that he's in a good state of mind before he gets to the racetrack. So I always try to have some fun during the week and make sure I'm always prepared when I get to the racetrack, but also have as much fun, before we get to the track as much as I can to make myself happy. When you go to the racetrack happy, you normally do better than when you go to the racetrack, kind of down. So that's always a good thing, and no better place to do it than California.
No kidding. And you're a surfer, and you've kind of actually grown out the surfer hair to make it fit and everything. So, I mean, you look like a straight-up surfer out there in California, but I know that the pandemic's been a little bit weird, but how often are you able to actually get out to the beach and actually have some of that fun that you're talking about and getting out in the ocean?
Yeah, I can do it a decent amount. I mean, it's tough when you're always traveling and stuff. You always have different things that are going on, and you've got to keep in mind to stay up on all your schoolwork and things like that. So I always try to make sure that I'm always ahead before I go and have fun and do stuff like that. And it always, works out pretty well. Just got to make sure that you're not going out having too much fun and not staying enough prepared. So I go as much as I can. I used to live in Santa Cruz for a little bit, and I could, kind of go every morning whenever I wanted to. But I'm back home in my home in more of the peninsula area. So I can go a decent amount, just not as much as I would probably like to, I guess.
And it's all about keeping that balance, and it seems like you've been keeping that balance pretty good. 3 wins this year, a top 5 in every single race but one in your rookie season, and really your first time in a full season driving those big, heavy stock cars. So as a rookie and now leading the points, what has the key to success been for you in 2020?
Yeah, I think it's just making sure that you're the most prepared that you can be. It's a word that I use a lot, is just being prepared and having, the preparation aspect of it, you can't second guess yourself on that. You got to trust yourself a lot too. And obviously having a great team behind me like Bill McAnally Racing helps me out a ton. And I'm just, super fortunate, super grateful to be put in that situation. And I got a great team behind me and have a lot of great people that are supporting us and a lot of great sponsors with Napa and Toyota that let us, perform at such a high level. And that's, one of the biggest things is just making sure that you surround yourself with the best people that you can and outwork everybody. You got to want it a lot to win at this level. And there's a lot of other people that want to win at this level too. So you got to outwork all of them and make sure that you're the favorite.
So heading to Phoenix with a 14-point lead over Blaine Perkins. The biggest difference between you two, though, is that one of you guys have already raced at Phoenix this year. You were in the Sioux Chief Showdown for the ARCA Menards Series back in March. What can you take from that race? What did you learn there that you can now incorporate into the championship race that might be something that you have over your championship competitor?
Yeah, definitely. Racing against the guy, like a few East guys came down to Kern and Roseville. And that was one thing that was a good advantage for me because I know how to race them. I know, I've raced against them before running some East stuff too. So you have to put that in mind as, I have more experience, racing against this type of competition. And I also, obviously I have more experience racing at Phoenix this year. So that's always a good thing too. And making sure that you use the notes from Phoenix earlier in the year and you go over them and you make sure that, you can refresh your mind because that's what it's all about is, being prepared. And that's a big deal too. You can go out of the gate strong right away. And there's a different level of racing when all the East guys come to and the national guys as well. So, we showed that at Kern with, being fast right out of the gate and it was tight, qualifying at Kern. we were able to get the pole there, but, with all the East guys there, it was, pretty tough. And it was, closer than what we would have liked. So hard racing is always, going to be expected. And I learned that, last year or earlier this year at Phoenix, the racing gets harder and harder and harder as the laps wind down. So when you're running for a championship, you got to keep that in mind to keep the fenders on it for sure.
50 laps less here in the Arizona Lottery 100 at Phoenix Raceway, but besides just running stock cars, you got to go back to some of your heritage on the dirt side of things. Running for Keith Coons is a big deal. You've been able to do that part-time again this year. And you and your teammates, Holly Holland and Gio Selzy, are both also dirt racers too. How do you think that your dirt racing, that experience might kind of help you on the pavement? And also, when are we going to get a midget race between you three, or just something like a Bill McAnally dirt shootout or something, man? I want to see you three all on the track at the same time on dirt.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. And yeah, I've raced against both of them, but I don't think I've raced against both of them at the same time. So that's kind of weird. But no, I mean, definitely the dirt helps you out a lot. It can kind of hurt you in some ways, and it can kind of help you in some ways. There's some habits that, are really good with dirt racing that translate over to pavement racing, but there's some things that you kind of have to wind out. And it's just about knowing what those are and understanding which ones those are and why those don't work. So you don't make those, so you don't do those same things. Right. So you got to be smart about it, but you can also really use it to your advantage. And, driving tires slip, a lot harder and driving the car a lot looser. Normally a loose car is a faster car. So dirt racing definitely helps out with that a lot.
Talking with Jesse Love here on the inside lane, driver of the Bill McAnally number 19 Toyota Camry in the ARCA Menards Series West. Jesse, before I let you go, got to do a segment with you called Quick Time. Got some rapid fire questions for you, looking for some answers in return. You ready to set Quick Time again, Jesse?
Let's do it.
All right, first and foremost, your favorite track to race at regardless of the car?
Sonoma.
Sonoma. Wow, that's kind of a newer one. Why Sonoma?
I've run there a few times. I've had some cool experiences there. I've won there before, and it I don't know, it just seems like a really cool racetrack. And, road racing, I always really enjoy road racing for sure.
Yeah, I was anticipating a dirt race there, but yeah, Sonoma, that was a good answer right there. And of course, in Wine County in California. Okay,
got some dirt around Sonoma.
That is true. That is true. Now, most of you guys don't like to go on to dirt when you're in a stock car at Sonoma. That's usually a bad thing.
True. That's normally not a good thing.
All right, I got a really weird statistic for you here. Only 2 drivers have ever won an ARCA Menards Series West race, formerly the K&N Pro Series West race, and also a USAC championship, whether that be regional like you have or a national championship. Can you take a crack at one of those 2 drivers? One is old school, one is more recent.
Okay, Christopher Bell.
Not quite. Nope. It's a good answer, though.
Huh. Old school? Would it be Jason Leffler in one of them?
Oh, that's another good answer, but older than Jason.
Jeez. Like he's not that old, I guess. I had no idea.
How about this one?
Dirt, USAC, and that's weird.
USAC Sprint Car champion back in the 80s. Ken Schrader, and then won around the same time in the K&N Pro Series West, what is formerly called at Phoenix. And the newer guy, Nick Drake.
Nick Drake? Oh, wow. That's kind of cool.
That's kind of an off one, kind of like the same midget series, but was a national champion, then won on the West Series side as well. So if you're able to win at Phoenix, and that's going to be a tough group there too, you join Nick Drake and Ken Schrader. That's a pretty good group to be a part of.
That's for sure. Yeah, both great drivers.
All right, and looking at your website, it says that your favorite band is 38 Special. I mean, dude, you're like some sort of old school kid. Do you have like a favorite group of songs from 38 Special, or like, I don't know, some other maybe surprise music that you enjoy that most people wouldn't realize a 15-year-old might be into?
Yeah, I kind of grew up listening to a lot of that kind of genre, I guess you could say, with my dad and being on the road and stuff like that. And obviously my number for a long time was 38. That kind of just, kind of got set in, and I've always enjoyed their music and different songs. And I'm also a musician. I do some drumming too. So that's kind of something that not a lot of people know about me, but always like to do some of that. And it's always fun to actually drum to those songs. It's always good music, and it kind of brings you back to, when I used to run a lot of 38s, whether it be junior late models or SRL or Focus midgets and stuff like that.
I mean, your hair fits for surfing, your hair fits for drumming. I mean, you got it all going on there. But last thing for you, biggest hurdle that you think that you will have to overcome to win a championship on November 7th in the Arizona Lottery 100 at Phoenix to win that title?
Yeah, it's just keep your nose clean. The biggest thing is that normally the thing that will take you out of the race is out of your control. So you have to go into it understanding that, you're going to make the right decision when the time comes, because there's a lot of stress to be had with going for a championship and doing stuff like that, because you're running all these scenarios through your mind, but you can't have a plan going into a race. It's just, that from people will know that from dirt racing. And it's true in pavement racing as well. You make a plan A, B, C, D, and then plan E happens, you know what I mean? So you just got to do it on the fly, and but have a sort of a game plan, more of like a mindset before the race, and understanding what the goal is, and just tailoring your driving, tailoring what situation you're putting yourself in based off of what's going on around you, and everything that's happening in the moment. So that's always a tough thing, but it's just going to be keeping a level head. I think it's going to be the number one thing that's going to win us a championship, and I think that we can do that, especially with a great team around us, for sure.
14-point lead heading into the Arizona Lottery 100 on November 7th. Jesse, best of luck to you. Can't wait to see you here in Phoenix fighting for a championship in the ARCA Menards Series West.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
This is the Inside Lane on Sports 360 AZ. Championship weekend just around the corner. Keep it here for everything going on at Phoenix Raceway November 6th, 7th, and 8th.